Hello, folks, and welcome to the Bend Show, where you shut down the tractor, pull the big rig over, get out of the office, and share the other parts of life with us in the outdoors, where you never know what's coming around the bend. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and riding shotgun with me, as always, is producer, sound engineer, and co-host Jeff Tigger Earhart.
Sorry, could you hear me swallowing coffee in the background? I could drink too much of that stuff.
We'll forgive you this time. As always, folks, we love hearing from all of you. Comments, stories, ideas. Get a hold of us anytime. Call or text 305-900-BEND. That is 305-900-2363. Or you can drop us an email at bendradioshow@gmail.com. I know last week we kind of left y'all off with a little bit of a, guess what? We're heading out of here. We are going on vacation. Well, Tigger and I did take some time off, and for once had a vacation that did not involve any work whatsoever.
But nobody knew that we were gone, though. We didn't skip a beat.
That's true. Look at us.
We didn't skip a beat. We were able to sneak out in the middle and get everything done that we were able to, yes, take a legitimate vacation. Did laptops go with?
Yes.
Did cell phones and everything else, and I mean all the electronics and the, at least in my case, I carry all that stuff with me.
Well, of course they went with.
It didn't come out of the...
For about 4 days. I mean, it wasn't like we had an entire week off, because as you know, we did have a show come out last week. So we still were able to keep up with y'all, but we did take a couple of days for us.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, speaking of some stuff we did, Tigger, you went salmon fishing for the very first time on Lake Michigan.
I got to be honest, I was a little nervous because the bigger water, but we could see shore the entire time. And I think we were out 10 miles, something like that, but we could see shore the whole time. What was interesting is for every 40 feet of depth of water, that's 1 mile out you are.
Oh, that's a calculation.
That's their general formula. I didn't know that. So where we were fishing at times in 400-foot water, so we were approximately 10 miles from shore. That's general formula.
So curious, your opinion, because as many of you know, we don't have kids of our own, but you were out with our nephews, and they were in ranges of 8 years old all the way up to 14. So would you suggest a cool aunt and uncle or mom and dad or whatever taking the littles on a trip like what you did?
They have to like fishing.
Oh.
And your nephews love fishing, so it was very appropriate. They got to reel, each one of them got to reel a fish in. Some of them, 20 pounds plus, some pretty darn big fish, and it took a little while. But it is tiring. I mean, you're out there you're up at 2 a.m. to get there at whatever time, and we cast it off at 4. So your littles, as you say, and I say the wee ones, they have to love fishing. And if they do, I would say thumbs up.
Good to know.
And take the big ones, too, that we'll go again.
Last month, Tigger and I were able to MC and Tigger announce the 4-H Leadership Livestock Show at the North Dakota State Fair. Well, afterwards, I met this great young lady, past 4-H participant, and now a 4-H volunteer. Let's put a spotlight on Taylor Downing from Fairfield, North Dakota. Taylor joins me because she is a 4-H veteran. She's been doing this for quite some time. Taylor, how long have you been doing this?
I have been doing it for 10 years.
Wow. Of all of the things that you participate in 4-H, what events kind of stand out as your favorite?
Showing cattle is one of my most favorite things, and followed by that is livestock judging as close second.
Are you still participating and helping out with some of this now that you're on to the next stage of life?
Yes, I'm actually a volunteer coach or assistant coach for Stark-Billings County 4-H livestock judging team.
That's terrific, because that really sets the example of what you can do even further down the road. So looking back over the years, have you had some times maybe sometimes things in the arena didn't go quite as planned, and now you can look back and laugh?
Oh, most definitely. In my last year of showing, I had a heifer. Her and I had a bond where if I was irritated, she was irritated. It's just one of those things. And it happened to be the same day I showed her. I was in a mood that morning, and so she picked right up on it, and her and I were just not having it that day.
What advice could you give our youth? And they don't necessarily have to have grown up on a farm or a ranch to get involved with 4-H, which is why Tigger and I support and love it so much. We were both involved with youth ourselves. What advice can you give to the youth out there? It doesn't matter where you live, what you're doing. What advice would you give them?
There is truly a place for everyone in 4-H, whether if you're into the static, livestock end of things, or even competing. There's always a place for someone. Don't ever hesitate to go and try something. Even if it doesn't work the first time, just continue with it.
The reason why we had Taylor on the show, by the way, is because she really kind of showcases on how you can have 4-H build those skills that you need for speaking and learning, becoming a leader early in life, but then it can really cascade onto other parts in your life later on. Wouldn't you say, Tigger?
When we say things like become a leader, stuff like that, it maybe doesn't sound cool to an 8-year-old. But look at all the cool stuff that they do. 4-H is not just learning how to braid a rope halter and to bake a carrot cake and to lead a steer at the county fair.
No.
It is so much larger than that. And 4-H, as you said, was a huge part of your life. Mm-hmm. Huge, and is today, and we're kind of getting back into it again as adults, huge part of our lives. So let me throw the question out to you. Give us a call and let us know if and how 4-H was part or is part of your life. You can text us, you can call us, you can email us. Where can they email us and call us and text us?
Call us, text us at 305-900-2363 or drop an email to benradioshow@gmail.com.
And let us know how 4-H was or is part of your life.
Montana. A bear recently got stuck in a car in Red Lodge, Montana for 8 hours.
Did they roll the windows down to make sure that he didn't get hot? Because you know the inside of those cars get very warm back.
The mama bear entered the car before a door closed behind her. The owner of the vehicle heard his car alarm going off as the bear destroyed the interior. The owner called the police, but then
Wait a minute, that's a movie like Great Outdoors with John Candy or something like that. So why were the doors open in the first darn place?
That's a good question. The owner called the police, but then not wanting to wait for wildlife officials to arrive, he used a stick to open the door and free the bear. They now refer to the car and their family as their Subaru.
Oh, my gosh. I'm not even saying anything.
I just want to throw this out there. It seems like lately there's been a lot of bears in the news. So probably, as you said, why were the car doors open?
So where were you at?
Why are you leaving your doors unlocked?
Was this at a 7-Eleven and somebody ran in to use the bathroom quick and you didn't close the door, you're filling fuel, and the bear
in front of his house.
Okay, we need to investigate this.
I need more details.
Yeah.
All right, Florida. Firefighters in Melbourne Beach, Florida have been having some unusual rescue calls this summer. Sea turtles. The crew has responded twice to sea turtles getting into predicaments. The first sea turtle weighed a whopping 200 pounds. Then recently they got another call and found another large sea turtle that managed to wedge itself under a porch.
What? Okay, what is going on with these things? We got bears jumping in cars. We've got
turtles trying to make homes under porches.
Continue.
Well, you know how big this sea turtle was? I looked at the picture, and you can probably Google
this
yourself.
I don't think I've ever seen a sea turtle.
It took 3 men after they rolled the sea turtle into kind of like a canvas bag that had handles on it. It took 3 men to carry or kind of drag it down the sand and back to the ocean.
So this was a house that was on the beach?
Yes,
and this was
in
a
Florida.
pier or something?
A house on the beach in Florida.
Okay. House on the beach, Florida, big turtle, under house. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, now heading north up into the New England area. Pay attention, folks, because this could affect all of us across the U.S. The Department of Agriculture is saying if you see these highly invasive insects, don't hesitate to kill this one. Communities are being asked to aid in eradicating an invasion of the spotted lantern fly. This insect that might look pretty when its wings are spread out, showing off its hidden bright red winged stripes, but with no known natural enemies in the United States, officials are saying please help in eradicating this insect as it may eat its way across America.
So where did this come from? And how did they all of a sudden discover this new species of fly that could devastate and take over America?
I feel like I'm failing. I didn't do my investigating that great, so I'm not sure where it came from.
Nobody likes flies anyway. So
I just know that if you see something that is called a spotted lanternfly. Regardless, pull it up on your phone, take a look so you know what it looks like, and kill it.
But if there's a fly buzzing around, I don't think somebody is going to say, well, maybe
it doesn't. It looks more like a moth, actually. Honestly, it looks like a moth to me. It looks like a moth, but when its wings spread open, the gray moth, when its wings spread open, you see these red stripes beneath its wings.
Okay,
That's
so
its
somebody
telltale.
might think this is a pretty butterfly or species
Yes,
here.
yes. So anyway, if you do see them in your area, though, you should contact your county or state extension services because they are really concerned about this spreading across the United States.
And as Beck said, go ahead and kill them. We give you permission.
All right, that's a wrap for now. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. Waterfowl, turkey, deer. ToxicCalls.com offers all of the various styles of calls needed to take your hunt to the next level when you create quite simply the most real sound yet. American made to boot. Order today. ToxicCalls.com.
Marlo Anderson here, and believe it or not, I am the National Day Calendar creator. We are the calendar that brings you National Donut Day to Coffee Day and everything in between. Subscribe to National Day Calendar and never miss a reason to celebrate every day.
This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the Shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
It's all about you. This is Michelle with About You Photography. Super excited to be the official photographer of Tigger and BEC. Other than the ranch, photography and design is what I do for a living. From rodeo and Western sports to the elegant to the tasteful, artistic, beautiful, and private, we can take care of whatever you're needing. If I can make Tigger look good, imagine what I can do for you. Get a hold of me for all of your photography needs, from custom shoots to stock photos.
I have joining me, everybody, is Leanne Skirpay. She's been on the show before. She's going to be on the show even more because, get this, her and I are soul sisters of a different kind. If there is something new, a new challenge, a mountain, a hurdle to do, her and I are probably going to throw our hats in it, whether our moms, dads, other halves agree with it, brothers, they may have something to say. We just can't not throw our hats into it. So, Leanne, first off, welcome aboard, and we are going to push the limits this year.
Heck yeah, Beck. Fearless. Be fearless.
I love it. Okay, so this girl just wrapped up doing an Ironman, and on top of that, she's not stopping yet. What were you just telling me off air? We were laughing and joking. She's telling me what her calendar is looking ahead of time, and you've got a lot on the books.
So excited, pushing the limits, being uncomfortable in the uncomfortable, and Chicago Marathon. Awesome sauce, trying to Boston qualify, so we'll see what happens there. Big change for me because that means I have to be very uncomfortable with something I've never done before, so chasing the impossible.
Well, and what I love, and a little bit of a backstory on Leanne, too, is she's somebody who kind of became in really power athlete later in life. I'm going to put it that. I hope that's okay to put it this way. But it wasn't until really you were into college and things like that that you really started pushing the limits, where some of us maybe grew up playing some of these sports, hardcore, running track, young on. That wasn't the case for you.
No, ma'am. I have a heart condition, and my doctor said I couldn't do anything that induced adrenaline. So I was not allowed to do anything.
And look at you now, because I've seen you. You even taught yourself to swim, which was something, too. You didn't swim until...
Just 2018. I couldn't even put my head in the water. I am very phobic of water, so that was a challenge I definitely had to work hard to overcome.
Okay, so there you have it. I know this might be a small tidbit, but this is kind of a teaser of what Leanne and I want to show all of you, is that it doesn't matter when, how, what age, what you're doing in life, we can all
dream big and chase the impossible.
Now, Leanne is no stranger to being on The Bend. You've had her on a couple times before because she has an amazing story of triumph, of pushing the envelope, of if somebody says you can't, this gal says, absolutely I can. And she is like us. She is a professional communicator. She is an advocate of agriculture. In fact, she's an advocate of animal agriculture. And maybe I need to address her as Dr. Skerpay. She has her PhD in animal science. Am I right?
That is correct. She has her PhD in animal science, along with specialization in equine nutrition, as well as, I'm going to keep adding on to this.
Yeah, go.
She has focuses on soils and water sciences. This gal has really pushed the limit when it comes to becoming a very educated individual in the agriculture sector. On top of that, she also is a carded horse judge in 3 different associations. We're talking American Paint Horse Association, the Pinto Horse Association of America, as well as the Stock Horse Association, American Stock Horse Association.
So very well decorated, very well respected, and one of the reasons that she's going to be coming on with us, she's like us. She has this professional world, but also lives life to the fullest that we try to do. That's the whole point of the band, and like we've said, she has an amazing story of triumph, and if you say can't, this lady's going to say can't.
Changing gears quick here on you all. Hunting is around the corner. We've been already talking about getting physically fit in previous episodes. Tigger's hand just went in
I have a gripe.
there.
We just got our email and we did not get drawn for our antelope license.
I know,
I
right?
am not pleased about this right now because I thought we were going to, both of us. They opened it up in our home counties where our lands, our 2 outfits are.
So John Arman from Ultimate Outdoors Adventure TV, if you are listening, we're taking a rain check on the antelope hunting, and we'll be there next year.
Did he get his tag? Did he get drawn?
I'm pretty sure he gets a gratis, so he's good to go every year down on his ranch.
Why didn't I get a gratis tag? Thanks for telling me now, Beck.
All right, back to getting in shape. Just an idea of why we are saying to do this now. Tigger, how many people per year engage in hiking activities? Would you say? 2 million.
Are we doing quiz?
Yes. How many people a year do you think engage in hiking activities? 2 million, 20 million, 200 million?
20 million.
You got it. 20 million. But did you know this? Before taking your first hike, walking out to the stand, getting in the blind, you should make sure you start walking. How far do you think you should have yourself prepped to walk before taking those big long hikes out to the field?
Like in terms of time, like weeks and months and stuff?
No. Miles. 1 mile. Should you be able to easily do 1 mile, 5 miles, or 10 miles? I'm
gonna say do 10 miles easily.
They're saying you should be able to do 5 miles.
I'm going to say 10 because you and I are still panting every time we're going hunting or pheasant hunting or anything.
Well, here's the next thing. Okay, once you can handle a 5-mile walk, what's the next step in escalating your physical fitness? Is it
There's
take
my
the
10
hike,
miles.
work your way up to 10 miles, or train your legs to handle hilly terrain?
Oh, now can I change mine from 10 miles to the hilly terrain?
You can do that.
Okay.
And you know, it's funny that this was mentioned here because last week, I believe Travis Teal and I from
Travis,
Buckstorm,
you guys talked
we
about
were
it.
talking about the importance of don't go to the gym to get in shape. Just do this in your own backyard because your ankles have to get strengthened.
Not that we got anything against the gym, but
No.
I mean, the gym doesn't have the hills and things like that.
Exactly. Now, next thing, what's the best way to dress for heading out to the field? Should you be I'm gonna be ridiculous with this one. Should you be wearing a suit and tie? Should you be wearing several thin layers, or should you wear jeans and a t-shirt?
Several thin layers, of course.
Exactly. You always hear us talk about wearing base layers. They are important.
Cotton kills, by the way.
All right. Lastly, this one I put in here for you, Tigger. Which of these is essential to have with you
First aid kit.
when heading out?
First aid kit. First aid kit. I
Yes,
carry it in the tractor. Everyone laughs at me, but how many times does your brother, anybody grab me because I'm the one with the first aid kit all the time? Done. I'm off my soapbox.
Stay where you are, everyone. We're going to make our final bend right after this.
OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org, a nonprofit providing veterans and active service members with opportunities to hunt and fish at no cost to them. For more information or to donate, check out OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org.
Again, that's OverTheEdgeOutdoors.org.
Mickey's Mustard. You've heard us mention it before. It's the real McCoy, straight from the heart of Texas, and fat-free to boot. Order yours today from Mickey'sMustard.com. Ain't nothing like it. Mickey'sMustard.com.
The calendar has been marked, your aim is on point, and all that's missing is the clothes to take you to the next level. TheTellyOutdoors.com specializes in clothes that fit, wicks, and move silently while providing comfort and durability. TheTellyOutdoors.com.
National Day Calendar, where the world celebrates every day. We are the official National Day Calendar that covers all of our favorite things in life. Subscribe today to National Day Calendar and never miss a reason to celebrate every day.
Buckstorm Hunts offering Black Hills guided rifle and archery hunts on over 1 million acres for deer and turkey, and for South Dakota residents, elk and bighorn sheep too. Hunts are limited. Book a hunt today. Head to buckstormhunts.com.
It's all about you. This is Michelle with About You Photography. Super excited to be the official photographer of Tigger and BEC. Get a hold of me for all of your photography needs, from custom shoots to stock photos. About You Photography on Facebook and auphoto.net.
Did you know? Raccoons have 4 times more sensory cells in their paws than most mammals.
Well, I guess I didn't know that, but now I would say true.
Well, this is what allows them to see with their hands and get images of the object they touch without even looking at them.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Did you know?
Did you know?
White-faced capuchin monkeys greet each other by sticking their fingers up each other's noses.
Okay, I didn't know what you were going to say, but
If you were angry at me, you can't be angry at me no matter what has happened today now that I shared that fun fact with you.
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm switching to cooking.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you keeping up with me, Tigger?
It's a full-time job.
I don't think you've ever done this, so I threw this one out to my fine friends on social media, and it was, have you ever cooked or baked with duck eggs?
No.
And if so,
No,
can they be substituted for normal eggs? Well, took to my social media, like I said, my tribe, my crew out there.
How did you come up with this question in the first place? I mean, we haven't been eating duck, so where are you coming up with this in the first place?
I don't know.
I don't even want to
We
know.
were out on the kayaking not too long ago. I saw the ducks. It crossed my mind, like, what you could do with duck eggs.
Oh,
okay?
my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, my field crew full of outdoorsy and agricultural friends, they said, yes, you can substitute normal eggs with duck eggs.
But, I mean, who's going to do that? I mean, it's not like...
And some even said...
I'm out of here.
You may even notice your baking recipes turning out lighter and fluffier.
So you think managing me is tough? Try managing this one. It's a full-time job.
One last story for you.
One last story.
We are heading to Thailand.
What? Oh, my goodness.
I know.
You are all over the board.
to
You
now
are
Thailand.
so all over the duck eggs.
Thailand veterinarians recently saved an elephant's life with CPR. The elephant passed out after hitting its head on a concrete structure in a national park. Veterinarians showed up and performed CPR on the elephant by jumping up and down on its chest.
You know, I've done that, though, on cows. I've
Have
done
you
that.
really?
Yes, I have. I have done that where I've pushed on their side, the same thing, and covered their mouth and blew in their nose. I've done that.
Oh my gosh!
Ask Brian and Brandon. Yeah, at their place.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
I will be asking the guys. All right. Well, yes, it worked. This elephant regained consciousness and is expected to make a full recovery. And one last tip of the day.
One last tip.
When you're cooking all those awesome vegetables that you're getting from your garden or from the farmer's market, here is a key tip and trick to make them taste great at the supper table. Make sure that frying pan is hot.
Here's my tip. Once that frying pan is hot and all those vegetables in there, take it and throw it away. Boom! Eat beef.
Folks, if you have a field update, a topic we should investigate, an individual we should spotlight, or a different recipe or tale of your own to share, send it this way. Call, text 305-900-BEND. That is 305-900-2363. Or you can always email bendradioshow@gmail.com. Social media, we are everywhere. Facebook and Instagram. Follow at The Bend Show. Thank you to my producer and sound engineer, co-host Jeff Tigger Earhart, and to our latest future contributor, Leanne Skerpay, for agreeing to join us here around the bend as we share our Pushing the Limit stories. And thank you to Taylor Downing for sharing her 4-H story and continuing to give back now to 4-H as a leader. As you all keep making those memories, be sure to keep sending in those pictures by email and always tagging at The Bend Show on social media. We love hearing and sharing your life with you, whether you're on or off the trail, in the tractor seat, or tackling the next chapter from a new outdoors hobby to ranching to hunting to just trying to make it through the week. We want to see it all. We want to see and hear those memorable moments. Missed this episode? Find all our shows on the website, thebendshow.com. Again, that's thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Booking events now, change things up, and have us, Tigger and BEC, help you with your event. Thank you to our partners, Detelli Outdoors, Sasquatch Survival Gear, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wobblo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, Ranch House Coffee, RFD TV, and the Cowboy Channel. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along, and whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. Remember to keep up with me, BEC, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram. Again, that's at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch BEC if you can next week on The Bend.